Unprecedented move. Minister for Public Service and Administration, Senzo Mchunu, is asking the public to put forward proposals that can help solve a possible shutdown. Trade Union Federation Cosatu says it will be left with no choice but to embark on a nationwide strike if wage demands are not met. Negotiations between government and unions about the public sector wage bill have yielded no results. Now, this hour here on the Midday View, I'm joined by Mokoena Maluleke, the General Secretary of the Teachers Union, SATU, one of the largest trade unions that's affiliated to Cosatu. We had him connected just now, and we thought we lost. We have him back. Okay, Tatan Maluleke, we thought we had lost you there. Your visual disappeared, but I'm glad that you are back. Let me begin with you first. I don't know if you've heard the reports of Minister Senzo Mchunu calling for proposals to assist in resolving the current government labor wage negotiations deadlock, asking us in the public now to come up with proposals. How would you respond to that? I mean, SATU is one of the biggest trade unions that's affiliated to Cosatu.
Thank you for having us, Baba Moyane, and good afternoon to your viewers at home. Look, I have heard about that. I haven't read the statement, but I find that particular statement very unfortunate during the time of the negotiations. And there's two reasons for that. That one, under normal circumstances, there's nothing wrong with the minister or any government official to call for the public to assist in finding solution for whatever problems that the country is facing. That would be fine under normal circumstances. But when we're in the middle of the negotiations, and therefore having heard him speak last week, Thursday or Friday then, where he was saying that put the country first, put the people first. What was missing in the minister's speech was to say, here are the frontline workers who had faced the pandemic, who were there when everyone else was locked down. They were in hospital, they were working. And when everybody else was working at home because of the pandemic, they were waking up in the morning, risking their families and going to work. And that they were putting the country first on a daily basis. So when they breathe the people of this country because they think about them, they think about their children. So to say to the public now, in the midst of all these things that are happening, freezing of salaries and not making a counter offer, to us as Cosatu, we think the minister is setting the public servants against the public in general. To say, look here, you as the public, you have an enemy here. Here is an enemy who doesn't want you to get the services because this enemy wants an increase. And that, to us, we find it very unfortunate. We find it very irrational and very insensitive during the time of this. We should be concentrating on how we really lessen the hostilities and be talking to each other in the negotiations, because negotiations need trust, negotiation needs honesty, and therefore honesty does not mean that you are weak. It needs brutality of data, brutality of the information. So, Mr.
Maluleke, from what you are saying, you are not really taking kindly to what Minister Mchunu has done. So how likely is a strike? I mean, is Cosatu and you as an affiliate from SATU, are you really focused on making a strike, a national shutdown?
We will try everything that we can. Our members are saying we are wasting time. As members of Cosatu, they have said to us, why are you trying to milk a bull because you know you will not get the milk out of that particular bull? So break the deadlock by going to the street. However, as the leadership, we're doing everything to make sure that we talk, we try to find solution around this thing. So we are ready to lodge our dispute on Friday after 5 days of waiting for the department to bring a new offer, and then we will go to conciliation. And then thereafter, during the process of the conciliation, we will then be balloting our members for a strike, which is going to be a national strike, which is indefinite.
So we are still far from that happening. There's a couple of things, a couple of steps, including continuing to talk. Are you willing to move? Are you willing to shift your demands or change your demands to accommodate the government, which has said it's got no money?
Well, negotiation is about give and take. It's about trade-offs, and therefore you can only start moving when there is a counter-offer that you are then able to take to your members and as your principals and say to them, look, this is what I am bringing to you. We are here. Can we move here? You would remember very well that we would start at 15%. Some years we started 13%. But where have we settled? We've always been settling around 7%, around 5.5%, because that's negotiation. But you can't move until such time that there is a counter offer on the table to make you to be able to be convinced to go back to your members and say, can we talk?
So what's going to happen tomorrow? What's next now?
Tomorrow we shall be waiting for the government to bring a revised offer. I know that you are saying the government says they don't have money, but obviously is that last year they got money to pay for all the state-owned enterprises. They got the money to pay for the municipalities, 6% in the midst of a pandemic. But they couldn't get money to pay for those people who are saving lives, those people who are taking care, that we don't have to find ourselves in a state where there's crime that we cannot control. Clearly, there's a lot of demotivation. The teachers were there making sure that we don't have a generational catastrophe where learners have lost so much that we may not be able to catch up with the world. So we did everything that we can because we love this country, we love our people, we want to serve them. We didn't go on strike 2020, despite the fact that we didn't get our increases, because we love our country and we thought that we will have to allow the courts to resolve those particular issues. So it's unfortunate that the government is really not coming to where it's supposed to negotiate, but going out all the time, inviting the public to say, please, guard these guys, they are your enemies.
Your demands, in summary, very quickly, it's a wage increases in CPI plus 4%?
CPI plus 4%, sir, which is negotiable, as I have said, is an initial demand. We have also said increase the housing subsidy from 1,300 to 2,500. It's still negotiable. We have said that, look, we need to improve the medical aid because by June or by May, our members don't have, and therefore we said improve those things. And so there are quite a number of leaves that we also have requested that we need to review some of the leave to ensure that we take into account the new normal that we are living in terms of the disaster, how to ensure that those who are really traumatized, working so hard, and they don't stay with their families, how do we compensate for them? Because as they come back from home, they sleep in the garage because they can't meet with the families from the hospital. They are working in a COVID room, and therefore they need to make sure that they protect. So they're on quarantine for life. So we are saying, can't we recognize that it is a sacrifice and so forth? That in a nutshell, those are some of our demands.
Thank you very much. General Secretary of SATU there, one of the biggest unions that's affiliated to Cosatu, that's Mr. Mugwena Maluleke.